You know, for once, just once, I'd like to see somebody in a position of power that's a liberal go to jail. Yeah, TruthSlinger coming at you. A little bit low on energy today after I read the particular piece of news that we're going to cover. Just feeling a little disgusted with the world. That's right. Little unhappy. It just seems that no one ever pays any consequences except the conservatives. And that includes Hollywood, and there's very few conservatives in Hollywood. It's April 21st, 2023. It's episode X42. Why the X in front of the episode number? That's because I am banned on my primary channel. Yes, I said a bad thing. I was mean and I harassed Dylan Mulvaney. That's right. I was speaking out against that wonderful, bold, brave, exciting individual that is totally not a grifter and totally not playing a whole bunch of people for about $1 million a month in income. That's right. It's Banana America Day number 19. That's right. That's 19 days since they arrested a former president of the United States. And things continue to be very upside down. It's Friday. Chicago melted down last week with a bunch of teenagers, and apparently there's a promise or some sort of something going on out there in the social media world where there's an organizing and a call to do this again. So tomorrow night plans to be interesting, and Akron, Ohio is popping off because Antifa showed up there, and there's some nonsense trying to get started over there, but the cops in Akron aren't having any of it, and they hosed everybody down with mace, and there was lots of Antifa tears, and that was exciting, and I don't know if any of that action's going to continue this weekend, but we are entering into the Summer of Love, Part 2. That's right, the Summer of Love 2023, so you're going to want to definitely subscribe, and stay with us here at TruthSlinger News TV, because we will keep you up to date on all that riotatious stuff, boy. We're fascinated by it. 2020, I don't think I slept a whole lot at all. Stayed up most of the nights watching live streams of our country burned to the ground, and I got a feeling that it's coming again. It's just starting to feel kind of randy, right? It's just starting to feel like there's forces at work trying to turn up the heat. I personally think it has something to do with getting rid of Joe Biden as El Presidente. All right, so let me see if I can't turn on the news of the day. And I read this tweet earlier in the day. I came upon it. That all criminal charges against Alec Baldwin are dropped in New Mexico, his attorneys say. And this happened on, I believe, on yesterday, April 20th. That's right, at 3:26 p.m. We're pleased with the decision to dismiss the case against Alec Baldwin, and we encourage a proper investigation into the facts and circumstances of this tragic accident. At NBC News. So, here it is. I was pretty sure, I made a bunch of memes about this. I thought his career was over. No, he's already working on another movie as of, last year sometime. He just was very, very, very sorry. And he felt bad. And I don't know. Well, let's read the story, okay? There's actually a gleam of hope in this story. I'm I'm hoping it's not just there to placate people like me, to just go, okay, there's still hope that maybe somebody will go to jail, right? Man. I mean, this is why you got to get out and vote. You got to get politically active. You got to make sure that every single position and seat is held by a conservative or Republican in 2024, especially the president of the United States. Get Donald Trump back in there, and we will see entire bureaus shut down. Mark my word, you'll see it. You'll see it happen because the left has lost their freaking minds, and now they're out in the open, and we are literally a banana republic. And I'm going to just leave this up here so that we remind us that we are no longer living in the America that we knew. You can pretty much wipe your rear end with the Bill of Rights and the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment. Uh, those are all gone. Those are all gone. All right, so let's read this real quick, and I'll let you get on your way. There's an update, the special prosecutor's statement after a previous exclusive. It says here that the special prosecutors in New Mexico are planning on dropping criminal charges against Alec Baldwin for his role in the shooting death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the set of Rust in 2021. And I was actually shocked that the world, to me, I don't know if it's because I'm 60 or that the world is just getting mentaler and mentaler, that time just seems to be flying more and more quickly, because I thought this just happened last year, but apparently now it's been, a year and a half. So they basically released a statement, and they said that the charges may be refiled after further investigation. And I think this is where there's a glimmer of hope. It says, quote, over the last few days and in preparation for the May 3rd, 2023 preliminary hearing, new facts were revealed that demand further investigation and forensic analysis in the case against Alec Ray Baldwin III. Consequently, we cannot proceed under the current time constraints and on the facts and evidence turned over by law enforcement in its existing form. We will therefore be dismissing the involuntary manslaughter charges against Mr. Baldwin to conduct further investigation. This decision does not absolve Mr. Baldwin of criminal culpability, and charges may be refiled. Our follow-up investigation will remain active and ongoing. All right. So let's think about this for a minute. I find this to be highly strange, and as a matter of fact, I read the article in preparation for the show. I wanted to make it a simple show. I'm a little disgusted with this situation, and to tell you the truth, I'm a little bit discouraged in life personally at the moment. It's okay. It's all right. You can send some love to me. That would really turn my world around. Right now, some of my problems are financial. And so if you could just help a brother out and put a coin in the coffer, on your way out the door, I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So the reason that after rereading this a second time, I find that there's cause and reason to question what's going on here and ask ourselves, is this really on the up and up, number one? And number two, are we to really expect Alec Baldwin to ever see any consequence from this whatsoever, unless barring coming out of a civil proceeding, which somebody might file against him for wrongful death? But as far as criminal proceedings, I would say that if we look at a couple of the little facts that I've picked out, first of all, new facts were revealed that demand further investigation and forensic analysis in the case against Alec Baldwin. All right. Well, I find the timing highly suspect because they were just getting ready in preparation for a May 3rd, right, this coming May, preliminary hearing. And all of a sudden, new investigation or new material, new facts are revealed. Now, who revealed them? Who typically Excuse me. Typically, police do the investigating. That's the second question that I have, right? They drop the charges and there's going to be further investigation. Well, they dropped the charges apparently because there's a certain amount of time in this country you have to have a speedy trial. We're guaranteed that right in the Constitution. And so I guess there's some semblance of trying to hang on to that in our legal system. So there is a certain set of deadlines that you have to bring charges. You can't keep people in prison for longer than so much time. And I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand a lot of that, but I do know that there are time schedules and time frames that must be adhered to. And so it sounds as if this new information comes to light, and they would have to. This new information must completely change. I don't know the uh, the basis, the legal basis that they were bringing against Alec with this case, the legal theory of what happened. This information must completely blow that out of the water, or they're having a difficult time quickly fitting that in. But the question is, I mean, it was a year and a half ago, for God's sakes. Why are these new facts being revealed like a couple of weeks before the first preliminary hearing? Don't you find that kind of odd? I most certainly do. I think the timing is very strange. And then they say, well, you know, Bucko, keep your chin up because make no mistake, Mr. Baldwin should be worried. This is going to be remain active and ongoing, this investigation. Okay, well, I wasn't aware that generally the office of the prosecutor, right, would bring or investigation. They're not the one who investigate things. They bring the charges after the investigation is completed by the detective agencies and the policing agencies. And once they get done doing their job, they hand it over. The law enforcement folks hand the information over to the prosecutors, at which time they make a decision to take it to a grand jury or to bring charges against someone. And so I find this to be highly suspicious, highly suspect, and I would say that what we're looking at here is a situation where we're going to just memory hole this. And it was just all a terrible accident, and Alec Baldwin is just not going to have to face any sort of repercussions whatsoever. So, of course, the lawyers for the Rust Armor. Oh, the other update is that apparently it says that nothing's happened in regard to the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed. And so her status has not changed. That says, despite her reports earlier in the day that former Rust armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed would also see her charges dropped, her status hasn't changed. Charges against Hannah Gutierrez Reed remain unchanged, the prosecutor said tonight, as of this article, which is pretty recent. But then the article goes on a little bit lower. Yeah. See, now this is the armor. This is nepotism. This is the fruits of nepotism. Her father was an armorer in Hollywood, and she looks like she fell right off the back of the Antifa pickup truck, right? She just rolled right out of Portland, Oregon, with this multicolored hair, and I don't know, we're probably fluid. Wouldn't you imagine we're fluid on the gender scale? I think that's what we've got going on here. So she pled not guilty, and but then I read down here that there are rumors that it'll be dropped against her. Who knows? She's not as powerful as Alec Baldwin, as this chucklehead right here. She is a little lower level Hollywood, but Hollywood nonetheless. We'll see. We'll see. We'll try and keep up on this story as things go, and I don't know. I just find it disgusting. I find it as disgusting as the day that I watched O.J. Simpson get off from killing his wife it just terrible. I mean, his quote unquote fingerprints were all over it. Everybody knew he did it, and the prosecution just completely botched the whole thing. And he was too famous to go to jail, right? And so, people like this, they're connected, they're powerful, especially when they're on the left, because most of the prosecutors are now on the left. The only people that have legal problems are people on the right, such as Donald Trump. Whoa, is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is in for a ton of legal woes, you know this. And all the people that have surrounded Donald Trump, Roger Stone, I'm not even going to go over the list, but dozens of people that were persecuted, lives ruined, General Flynn, K.T. McFarland, just gobs of people destroyed because the machine does not like conservatism. And boy, when you threaten the swamp will come after you. And this Hollywood stuff, this garbage, is all part of the same swamp. It's all part of that same pedophiliac machine between the deep state government, which is mostly Democrats, but lots and lots of rhinos too, and in Hollywood, and it's just one big cabal. The news media, they're all pushing the same fake narrative and trying to tell you that people like me, we're crazy. We're just out here spouting crazy conspiracy theories. Yeah, they're crazy, right? Meanwhile, we just see this chump, right, year and a half ago shoot some talented lady, bam, dead, and absolutely no repercussions. Have people saying that the gun could not have gone off the way it went off. I happen to know about single and double acting revolvers and guns. I got one hanging right up there on the wall. I could show you how it works. It doesn't work the way he said it works. So, but he's just not going to, I don't think he's going to ever see any inconvenience whatsoever. Nope, he's going to continue making movies, making way more money than I'll ever dream of making, just living high off the hog, sucking the teat of the American good life, right? Yeah, because that's the way we are in this country. We just celebrate debauchery, and we celebrate all sorts of things that we shouldn't be celebrating, and all the things that made this country great, well, they're all upside down, right? But that's for another show. I shan't bore you with all of that. We'll be here all night. So that's my opinion on Alec Baldwin. I think he's a scum sucker. I think he'll rot in hell eventually, and that's the way I have to comfort myself. Other than that, I am TruthSlinger, and I am out of here.